Hey guys, welcome back with another video. Today we got a fun one. We're gonna do my top 10 wide receivers, and obviously, like we said, this is my top 10. I know I'm probably, most likely, definitely gonna have a different opinion than everybody else. I'm just going by what I've seen in the film, but obviously I'm still learning, you guys are still learning, so this could change by the time the draft comes up, but this is, as of right now, what I've seen and how I feel about them. If you guys feel any different kind of way, please let me know down below. I'm all open for conversation about it. This is obviously a great place for us all to get together, discuss different receivers, tell us what we think about different guys, who we think is going to be the best, because that's the fun part in this. That's really all this is. It's all fun, just where everybody's throwing darts at the board. Nobody really knows, but this is my take on it. And typically around how I grade my guys in terms of where I list them is in this order here. They're catching, number one, because obviously as a receiver, it's in the name. You got to be able to catch the ball, even if you're able to get wide open. If you can't catch the ball, you're not going to last in the league. Second, you're going to have to be able to create separation, and route running is the best way to do it. There's been time and time again players who have been drafted late in the draft who end up being superstars because they have great route running and they can catch. So that is something I try to look out for, and whenever people are able to find steals in the draft, is typically because they're great route runners. So that's something I really hold a lot of value to. Then going down on the list a little further, their speed. This is obviously has combination with their route running and their catching. Whenever you have that speed, it makes you that much more dangerous. So you add that speed to the route running, to the catching. Once these all start to compile up, and these higher rankings in these categories, you start to see receivers really start to stand out. And then last, their yards after catch. If you get a player who has the catching, route running, and speed, that's all you need. But if you can get some yards after catch as well, that's when they become dangerous and really take the next step up between a good receiver and a great receiver. And that's just the way I look at it. Obviously, if you guys have a different opinion, I'm also down to hear what you look for in terms of whenever you're scouting and how you would project them to be, successful in the NFL. So this is mine and the way I do it. But if you guys have a different opinion, please let me know. But let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into number 10. Guys, this top 10 was so tough. There's so many players that really deserved to be on this top 10 list. This is one of the best classes that I've seen in terms of wide receivers in so long. So somebody has to make the list. And number 10, I go with Roman Wilson, wide receiver out of Michigan. This dude is a straight baller. He honestly would have been higher up in some other drafts, like I said, but this class is just so stacked. So I got him. He's someone who has sure hands, as sure as they come. You're not really going to see him drop many passes. I definitely think that if he played, if he played receiver at a bigger school, he would have got more eyes on him. But I think that we've seen everything we need to from this guy. He's got great route running. He's got some decent speed to him, not like lightning quick or anything like that. And then most of all, he's got great hands and able to create some separation after the catch. But he's someone that, doesn't stand out more than that. He just has the makings of a good receiver who I think could help contribute, but I don't think he's going to be a difference maker. So that's why I have Roman Wilson coming in at number 10. Number 9 is Malik Washington. This dude definitely was the surprise of the draft for me. I was not expecting this guy to be so good. I remember just going through the list of receivers, finding him. He was like 5'8" receiver. I was like, all right, let's see how he looks. And then diving into the film, I have never been more shocked and impressed with the receiver. This guy is so good. He has the route running, he has the speed, and surprisingly at 5'11", this dude has the strength. This guy is not afraid to put his body on the line, to run over a DB, to get some extra yards, This guy is physical. This guy got the attitude. This guy is someone that I think if you needed a slot receiver and you took him in like the 3rd, 4th round, you would not be disappointed. This dude is a monster. He is surefire. Great. I don't think he'll be a bust. I think he is definitely someone that I would love to have on my team, just in pure like sense of how physical the dude is. This dude is awesome. He's got the clean route running. He's got the spat catch. As you see, he's jumping over motherfuckers and catching on 2 dudes' heads. He don't give a fuck. This dude is 6'5" and a 5'8" body. This guy is mean. This guy is nasty. And I mean, you can see this dude right here. As we're taking a look here at just some of the highlights of this guy, this guy is just a dog for sure. And I know that I'm probably a lot higher on him than other people, but I just think this guy is someone who really checks all the boxes that you're going to need in a receiver, especially in a slot receiver. Something else that we've seen is this dude's not afraid to go block. He's not the absolute best at it, because obviously the dude is 5'8", so no matter how much heart the dude has, he's not going to be able to block, you know, every guy out there. But the dude is definitely worth picking up. And if you guys drafted him, I would say y'all got a really good player in Malik Washington. Number 8 is none other than Xavier Worthy, wide receiver out of Texas. This dude is someone that a lot of other people probably have higher up on their list, and I won't disagree with you. I think this guy is a monster. I was a little bit hesitant whenever I first heard about him and, you know, breaking the combine speed record, which is obviously amazing on its own. But I just feel like got to be a little hesitant, because we've seen this before. The receivers who do crazy good in the draft but then whenever actually, you know, comes to the draft, they skyrocket just because of all the hype and everything like that. And then whenever I was watching film on a different receiver, I seen Xavier Worthy drop like 3 passes in that one game. So at first I was like, I don't know. But then whenever I actually came down to watching him, I was actually super impressed. I actually really liked him. I definitely think he's a lot better than I first was thinking whenever I seen that first game. This guy, let me go ahead and get started. This is a receiver who clearly the coaches at Texas have some gurus on their team, because these motherfuckers are so good at route running. I'm just time and time again just impressed with the nuances that they got. They got the head fake, they got the footwork at the right time. And Xavier, he's someone that with his rack, he's someone that is more likely to just run right past you and have you know, miss him, or it's by taking the wrong angle, or he's able to get an extra 4 yards just because of the angle that they did to. He was able to just run past them with the momentum to gain more yardage. He will juke you out of your shoes too. He does have that ability. But like you see here, he's like so fast, and you just don't expect it. And you try to cut him off, and he's just gone. And it's super impressive. He's definitely a player that I think would be great in the slot, but I think you could be awesome having him anywhere on the field. He is definitely a player that I think is worth the draft pick, and he's the real deal for sure. I think anybody who gets him should definitely be happy with his play on your team. And something else, like we said, the route running was just, it really surprised me, because a lot of times you get these fast receivers and that they're just so reliant on their speed alone, and you'll see them be a lot more sloppy in their routes. But this guy is just crisp. You see him exploding in and out of his routes. You see him using the head fakes. You see him using the footwork at the right times. I've seen him even go up and make some contested catches. So like the times that I did see this guy dropping, he'd come back the next play and catch it over the same dude. So like this guy is someone I really would not be worried about. I really like this guy. And just because he's at my number 8 slot definitely does not mean this guy is not very good or that I don't like him. There's just so many dogs in this draft that he just happened to fall here on my list. And we'll let him wrap up in this last play before we move on to our next receiver. Number 7 on the list is wide receiver Ricky Pearsall. Y'all seen the catch. This man had the catch of the year for sure, and that's not why he's up here this high on the list. He is up here because this dude is a dog. He is honestly, I think, the perfect slot receiver for this. Obviously, besides like the top guys who are so good you could put them anywhere on the field. But if you need a guy who is designated, you want him in the slot, this guy is him. He is probably the best blocker in the draft. That's something I feel confident in. During the film sessions we were reviewing, this guy is always locking up the DB. He has no care in the world. He'll run up and just smack the dude and secure that block. And time again, we were able to see him and his blocking be the big reason why they were able to get a big play on the run game or during a screen, because he was just locking up his dude, and that's so important. And then we move on to his route running. The guy is very nuanced as well. Once we get up here, we're starting to get into all the route running gurus and all the guys who I really like. And then moving on to his catching, I really, like you see, he's able to catch over dudes. He's able to jump over dudes. I believe this guy time and time again tried to get hurdles over people, and he did get them sometimes. But this guy is someone who is really awesome. I think he is a perfect slot receiver, someone who's just going to be sure-handed. He's going to be in there for the blocks, so like you don't have to worry about him being on the field and with his routes. He's got the yak, as you see here, juking dudes out of their shoes, continuing to fight for the extra yards. This guy is a beast. I love me some Ricky Pearsall. I would not be surprised. This is, from here on out, I think everybody, including Xavier, probably could have made it on the list as well, but I think he's more second round pick. I think from here on out, all these players are definitely contenders for a first round pick. So from here on out, like we said, with all the damn ballers in this class, all the rest of these guys here are legit. I 100% be completely fine if y'all took him in the first round. Now, moving on to our next guy, as we see him hopping up over a dude. Let's move on. All right, now we're getting into the top tier receivers. I got my number 6 receiver right in here, Adonai Mitchell. This guy blew me away whenever I watched his film. This guy is a big receiver who has some of the best route running in the class. I was shook. I could not believe it whenever I was watching his film. He is so nuanced. He is definitely, I kept going back and forth of where the hell I wanted him in the rankings, because this guy is just so good. I was just starstruck watching him run every route. As you see, breaking dudes' ankles time and time again, over and over again. The only reason his production wasn't as good is because of his quarterback was just, oh, look at him breaking ankles. It's time and time again. A receiver this height with that kind of speed, he ran like a 4.35 speed in the 40-yard dash. He's got explosions. Dude had an 11.5-foot broad jump. This guy is so explosive. You take him anywhere. If you got the pick and you really need a receiver like this, look at him, just breaking ankles. He's electric. He's a demon. He's out here breaking ankles, shattering dreams, non-stop. I can't get enough of him. He's so good. He is so good. I cannot say it enough. And like, just if you guys draft him and you guys are looking at this and wondering where he's at, dudes, y'all got a baller. He could be anywhere between the number 1 receiver in the class, and I wouldn't even be shocked if that ended up happening. Which is a tell with all the ballers that are in this draft. This guy is definitely a top tier receiver in the draft. Just because he's down here all the way at 6 don't mean shit. He is so good. These guys are all ranked 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A. Like, they're all number 1, but just right next to each other. Just little slight things that separate them. So AD Mitchell, number 6. Let's move on to the top 5 wide receivers. Number 5, wide receiver, McConkey. This dude was crazy good. He has literally probably the best route running in the whole class. And this guy is so damn explosive fast. As you'll see time and time again, his routes are so crisp as he explodes. He'll be running full speed and then just being able to just change direction at the snap of a finger. This guy's catching is crazy good. He's super athletic. I think this guy is someone who really is going to be such a difference maker on any team. As you see here, just juking everybody out their shoes. Everybody can get it. You want it, you can have it. You want it, you can have it. Breaking ankles. This dude is electric. I am so hype about this receiver. I want him so bad. I'm just so crazy. You just see him so explosive. If you guys are worried about his production, he did have an injury with a back injury and an ankle injury, which made him miss like half the season. So his production was like nowhere near some of the other receivers in the class. But whenever I turn on the film, there's no way I'm able to put him any lower. He is top tier. He is honestly would be the best receiver in last year's class, in my opinion. He is so damn good. And I just think whoever gets him is going to be so damn happy. I won't even be surprised if it finds out he ends up leading the league in damn receiving yards next year, or something stupid like that. That's how crazy this guy was and how hype I was. I definitely suggest you guys take a look at my video on him if you guys haven't seen it, because lad McConkey the donkey is the real deal. I swear to God. You guys could take him as high as number 8, and I would be like, yep, that was a great pick. But let's move on. Let's go to number 4. You're like, how can it get any better? How can it get any better? Well, we're gonna find out. Let's see. Guys, we are in the top 4, and we are going with wide receiver Rome Odunze, wide receiver out of Washington. This guy is a straight dog. He is one of the most physical receivers in the class. He can jump up and catch it over anybody. He's fast, especially for his size. He's got the route running, and he's just really an all-around amazing receiver. And he's a receiver that a lot of guys can easily have as like their number 2 receiver in the class, number 3. They go back and forth. For me, I really like our top 3 guys, and that's why I have him at number 4. But like you've seen how hype I was about lad McConkey being at number 5, and this guy's only better because he's just everything you want in a receiver with the route running, the catching. He can catch in traffic on any DB. He is so impressive. As you can see, we'll just let a couple of these highlights roll on, and we can just take a look at it, because I'm sure time and time again you're gonna see this guy making crazy good catches in traffic over and over and over and over again. He is definitely one of the reasons that Washington made it so far last year, because he is just so good. And his personality, the dude has a great personality as well. He's someone that really wants to work his ass off to be the best. If you guys seen this during the NFL Combine, the dude was trying to run one of the cone drills, and he was literally the last person in the whole facility there, because he kept trying over and over again to try to get the best time that he could. They told him, like, dude, you're fine. You can go ahead and you can take your time. And he's like, no, I could do better. I could do better. And he's just really that kind of dog. And you could tell that he's like that with his route running, his catching. He really wants to be the best. And he thinks he is. He'll tell you, I'm the best receiver in this class. And shit, if you think so, I might believe it too. Like I said, with these receivers, they're all so close together. You really can't go wrong with anybody that you take. So that's my number 4 receiver, Rome Odunze. Let's go ahead and take a look at our top 3. Number 3, Marvin Harrison Jr. I know, motherfuckers gonna be coming at my head, talking about I don't know what the hell I'm talking about because of this. And shit, maybe you're right, but I'm just saying, he's amazing. He is super good. If you put him at your number 1, I'm not gonna cry about it. If you have him your number 2, I'm not gonna cry about it. If you're like me, having him number 3, like, I think that's fine. All these guys in the top 5 are so good that really you can really interchange them anywhere on here. But the reason I have him at number 3 instead of number 1, like so many guys, is just I feel like he's just not physical enough whenever it comes to like the press coverages, and whenever it comes to his catching, like I'll see him like so many times he'll catch with his body, especially on contested catches. You'll see him jump up and catch it with his body. I seen a lot of drops last year that actually didn't get counted as drops. They got counted as pass deflections because he tried to catch it with his body and the DB had his hand in there. Whenever if he just lifted up his hands and used his hands, he would have made so many more catches. But that's just explaining the nitpickies of why he's at 3 instead of higher up like other people. As you guys know, this guy is amazing route running. That's the key to everything. This guy is not going to be a bust for sure. You're going to want to get him on your team. He is so good. Some people say best player they've ever scouted, period. Not just receiver, but best player they've ever scouted. And he's really good. He's so good. And I think last year, he really got held back by his quarterback being just straight booty cheeks. The dude was so bad. He really, really was just overthrowing, underthrowing like crazy, nonstop. But Marvin Harrison Jr. is super good. He's someone that I really didn't get to see a lot of run after the catch from him. Like, they used him a lot in terms of they'll get him in the quick game and he'll get the extra 5 yards, like something like this as you're seeing here. But he's really not known for juking you out your shoes or breaking tackles. He typically goes down in the first tackle, but he is super good. Really, 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 really can't say it enough how good this player is. And he's guaranteed to be a star in the league. I won't be surprised if next year he's top 10 receiver in the league in general, and not just in the draft. As you see here, making snags while getting tackled already. Marvin Harrison Jr., he's a dog. He's my number 3 receiver in this crazy generational wide receiver draft class. Let's look at my number 2. My number 2 receiver in the class, Brian Thomas Jr. This guy is so crazy good. Honestly, I was looking at it just like, all right, yeah, number 2 receiver for LSU. Like, you know, not knowing much to expect because obviously second receiver on the team. Can't be, you know, top 3 receiver. But boy, was I wrong. And then taking a look, like, dude, the guy is so fast, so explosive. This guy was actually ranked my number 1 receiver for actually so long, until I actually started taking even deeper dives into it so I can really find out the differences between the receivers, about who I think is better than the other. And what it came down to is, I'll discuss it on the next guy, but really, as you take a look here, his route running, top tier. His nuances, amazing. He has the head fakes. He has the footwork whenever it's there. He knows when to use it. He uses his hands. He doesn't use the body catches. He really reminds me of A.D. Mitchell, but with better hands. Like, that's how close it is. Like, the reason why he's separated between them, he's at number 2 and A.D.'s down at 6, but he's just got, you know, better. He's got a little bit better, you know, hands than A.D. But that's how close it is. But he is so good. And he's going to fall because of the way the draft's gonna roll out with Malik Nabers, with Marvin Harrison, and somebody's going to get him, and he's going to really, really show people how damn good this guy is. And LSU, just again, out here, just breeding wide receivers. He is so incredibly good. And if we just take a look at some of these plays here, as you're not going to go wrong. The catch in traffic is there. Jumping up, high pointing the ball. The dude is amazing. He's tall. He's lengthy. He's just so quick. His route running is so good. And like these next, like the top 2 receivers, they look so much like the same damn player that whenever I was watching the film, I kept getting confused. Like, oh, damn, what a route. And I'm like, oh, shit, wrong guy. Time and time again on both players' films, I would switch them up because they're just so similar with how amazing their route running is and how quick they are with their acceleration off the snap. And their route running finesse is so beautiful. I kept saying that's just like wide receiver porn watching them, because it is just out of this world good. As you see time and time again, he's got the contested catches. He's got the speed. He's got the quickness. He's fast as fuck. There's literally like 0 holes in his game. The only reason that separates them too is because I think the number 1's run after the catch ability is just out of this world. And that's the only things that separate them, because dude is a straight monster. I definitely had a hard time moving him down to 2 because I was that big of a fan of him. But all right, y'all already at this point could probably tell who my number 1 receiver is, but let's go ahead and talk about it. My number 1 wide receiver on the year, wide receiver number 8, Malik Nabers. This guy is crazy good. I was blown away. This guy has out of this world speed, out of this world route running, out of this world catching. On all my grades on everything I was doing, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. It was crazy. I felt like I was like, damn, like, am I sure? And then I would watch it again and I'm like, yeah, 100%. This guy is that good. He can catch it on any DB. His route running is so quick, so like he would time and time again kill motherfuckers with his double moves. He ran his curl route so crisp with his speed, accelerating as fast as he could down the field, planting his foot back in the ground, and he'd create so much space every single time. It was a cheat code. They were doing it time and time again. And then one of the biggest things is this dude's run after the catch. Because of his speed, as you see that double move, like look at the separation he gets. It's insane. And it's like that over and over again against every team he plays. He's time and time again getting separation like that, and it's insane. And then whenever he doesn't get the separation, he's able to pull his hands up last second, catching on their head. And really, dude is just amazing. But like I said, his run after the catch is so good. There was so many times where he'd catch the ball on just like a quick route, just a little curl route, and there'd be 3-4 dudes around him, and he just makes a miss, and he takes it for 40 more yards, 60 more yards, as you see here, breaking tackles, going down the field. Every time he catches the ball, the dude is a threat to take it to the house. And that is what separates him from the rest. I didn't get that feeling from the other guys. Like, if he gets the ball, oh, he's going. Like, but with Malik Nabers, I'm like, yo, it don't care if it's a 2-yard slant. If this guy gets the ball, he's going all the way. And then you add that in that this dude can, one, break away touchdowns just because of his speed and separation with the route running that he gets on its own. And he doesn't even need to break tackles. He's so damn good at getting open and scoring. But then you add in the fact that even if that doesn't happen and he just catches it on a short route, he still has the ability to take it to the house. It's just crazy. I definitely think a team will be making a mistake if they are looking at him and they decide to pass on him, because in my opinion, he is the number 1 receiver in the draft, and I actually think there's a tiny gap between him and the rest. Because, like I said, even though the top 6 are so good and so close together, he is just out of this world amazing with how good he is. And I think a lot more people are going to start coming around to that once the people start watching more film and actually taking a look and being real nitpicky with these receivers. I think they're gonna see a lot more people fall in love with him, because literally he has no flaws. There's nothing that I've personally been able to come across where I'm like, oh, he has this problem or he has this problem. He is just a classy, amazing number 1 receiver. I think he is going to blow people away when they start taking a look at his film. And whoever drafts him is going to be the luckiest team in the league. But that is my top 10 receivers. Please, I want to encourage discussion as we see him just casually just sprinting past everybody in Alabama, making it look easy as hell. But I encourage everybody to let me know what your guys' top 10 is below, so that I can go ahead and, we can take a look and see what our differences are. And we can even explain, like, hey, oh, why do you have him here? Or I have him here because of this. I'm totally up for the discussion. But this is my top 10 receiver list. And if you guys made it this far, I appreciate it. Please like the video if you haven't already. As you see this dude, just another touchdown, just keep running by everybody. And subscribe if you haven't already. Just take a peek, see if you're subscribed. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the love and support. Have a great day.